What's up, guys? This is Riley here with Hodson Motors. Today we're here with our 1986 first gen Ford Ranger, the king of the shitboxes. This truck is definitely not a shitbox, so we call it a mint box. But this truck falls into that shitbox truck category of small pickups from the 80s and 90s that were meant for working and just beating up on them. You know, most of the time you find these trucks just absolutely clapped out, so I think they fall into that shitbox truck category. Very cool. We're gonna go around it today and show you all the goodness on it. But yeah, so like I said, this truck is definitely not a shitbox. Normally when you see a shitbox, they're rusted, they're clapped out, they're just barely running still. This truck is extremely nice and actually sat parked for like 20 years. The guy I bought it from the original owner. He just went through and kind of got it running again and repainted the truck in its factory colorways, and then I bought it from him. So the truck is just in immaculate shape, and so besides a little bit of upholstery and the paint, it's in original condition. And so we'll go around, we'll show you all the goodness that's on it. You know, we always say if you can find original condition trucks, they're gonna last even longer than new reproduction parts. Reproduction parts tend to suck. And so if you can find a truck that's good quality with original OEM parts, the truck is going to continue to last forever. So this truck is a great example of that. Let's take a quick walk around and show you everything on it. First things first, on our mint box is my favorite part about these first gen Rangers. I call them bullnose Rangers because they have a grill that looks just like a bullnose Ford. That was actually our last giveaway truck, was our 1983 Ford F350, which was a bullnose. This grill is very similar to the bullnose grill, so I call them bullnose Rangers or baby bulls. I think they're really cool. I love this grill. It makes the truck look like a classic, even though this body style continued all the way up into the 90s. But the truck still definitely looks like a classic. It is really cool. But this is the original OEM grill. It is in great shape. The fake chrome plastic starts to get a little fade over time, but again, if you can keep something like this intact, it's gonna last even longer. So that's great. Factory bumpers with a little chin spoiler down there as well. Pretty cool. Black bumpers front and back to match the black paint on the bottom. As far as the paint goes, this is a brand new paint job. It is champagne gold on top with black on the bottom. We'll walk around and show you the vinyl striping. We did the vinyl striping using some Ford full-size truck striping, but it looks really cool and matches the original STX package. This truck was an STX, which was like one of the top of the line trims, not the very top of the line, but up there. They're hard to find. Very hard to find in the STX. Normally these were a base standard cab is what you can find, but the STX package was a cool off-road package. Sometimes they came with roll bars, but they're cool. Four-wheel drive, V6, extended cabs like this, super cabs. Very cool. Here we got some parts that we did have to replace. We replaced our reflectors with some LED smoked out reflectors. I think they look really cool, match with the gold and the Blackwell. And then we did new V6 emblems. They don't make these. No one reproduces them, and they're really hard to find in good condition that aren't snapped and broken. So I bought these actually 3D printed, and then we painted them, sanded them down and painted them to look like a factory emblem. So really cool. Down here on the vinyl striping, we have, this is what the STX package, a lot of these trucks came with. Not all STX had the two stripes, but this one, most STX that you see that are two-tone, you'll see a vinyl stripe that splits the two-tone and then a matching stripe up top. So that's what we got here. We bought these from phoenixgraphics.com. If you want them for your truck, they're a really high quality graphic, really high quality vinyl pinstripe. So you run them in, you can use heat to bend them to match the fender curve. So we use a heat gun and bend them up, and they look great and they really complete the truck. I really like it. We did the same thing on our 83 bullnose F350. I just think it looks cool and helps to break up that two-tone really well. So it's a charcoal stripe against the black. It looks nice. The wheel and tire department down here, we've got some the old classic American Racing Baja tires. These are a little 15-inch wheel on some hand-cooked tires. This truck is stock when it comes to suspension. The truck was in such good shape, we were thinking about lifting it, maybe doing some long arm, but with a truck that's in this good a condition, it was like, you know what, let's leave it on a stock wheel and tire, or something that looks stock on stock suspension. Just keep this thing original as original can be, because it is a really good, almost a barn find. Even though it wasn't found in a barn, it was found on someone's driveway in California, in San Diego, but almost a barn find. Really nice truck. Coming down the side, another feature of the STX package that like the base model trucks didn't have was the cool, you know, car mirrors. Some of the base model trucks had the truck mirrors, the foldaway mirrors. These are the car mirrors. I actually like the truck mirrors better, but this is typical of the STX package, was to have something like this. Keep coming down the side, our vinyl striping goes all the way back down. In our bed, we got brand new bed liner. Looks great. It is really tough and was laid out really nicely, nice and smooth. So new bed liner. Have our STX emblems, a little chrome tip, and then back here to our rear end on our rear bumper. We wrapped it, we continued our vinyl pinstriping all the way around. Rear bumper's just a step bumper, nice and black. The only thing that we're missing on this truck that we didn't get in by the time we were able to make this video was the tailgate lettering, the Ford tailgate lettering. We're still waiting on that to show up in the mail. When it gets here, we'll slap it on. Not a big deal. Let's pop the hood, show you what's under the hood, and we'll go from there. All right, so under the hood, it's nothing crazy impressive. It's not like we did a diesel swap or anything. This is the factory V6 2.9 liter from Ford. A great little engine. These engines, the only known issue they have is if you overheat them, the blocks can crack, but this truck's never been overheated. The block is not cracked. Runs and drives excellently. Starts so fast. Has the fastest starter I've ever heard in a pickup truck. But it is very, very, very original condition under the hood, which I think is really cool, especially going to buy a truck like this, like a barn find, to find something with the factory engine that, you know, has never been messed with. Thing still blows ice cold air conditioning. Everything works absolutely perfectly. The only thing we had to do under the hood here was a new brake master. Our brakes were just getting soft, so we did a new brake master, and that was pretty much it. Everything else under here is factory. However, we do have a new radiator, fan clutch, hoses, all that kind of stuff, so that it'll never overheat. Runs and drives great. I drove this truck 6 hours home without a single hiccup. It was rad, and I loved it the whole entire way. It was a blast. As far as suspension goes, replaced all the shocks with some nice Bilstein 5100s. Makes it ride really nice, and it's something we always like to do on all our trucks, is just replace them with nice Bilsteins or some Foxes, something upgraded. Rides really good. These trucks are not off-road machines. You know, I would never consider them as full-blown off-road trucks. However, it is nice to have the four-wheel drive in case you ever get stuck or anything like that. These are really just were meant for working and for driving around town and for the occasional trail and whatnot. However, if you're going to do the occasional trail, the Bilsteins will make a really nice difference. Let's hop inside the truck so you can see kind of what the most impressive part is, which is the upholstery and the interior. It's in almost original condition. We'll show you that. I think that's probably my favorite part of the truck. Okay, on the inside, this truck is very, very, very original with just a few things that we had to do to clean it up. One of those being new dash pads. So Ian's Auto Upholstery here in Las Vegas reupholstered the dash pad for us and made a new headliner. Besides that, this upholstery is freaking 100% original, from the carpet to the seats to the door panels. And what's mind-blowing is, like, you'll see the seats are a little faded and the door panels are a little faded, but the upholstery is still super nice and tight. The door panels aren't falling apart. They're not crunchy. Nothing's crunchy. This is the original steering wheel. There's no black goop of death. It's not worn off or anything. It's crazy. This truck only has 126,000 original miles, and it drives like it was still brand new. You know, I think if this thing was parked in a garage, that dash pad probably would have still been in perfect shape. Because it was parked out on the driveway, the sun ate it up and cracked it up. So reupholstered the dash pad, and that was great. And then the same thing with the headliner. It was all nasty, so they just did a factory headliner. But like, the visors are still all there, the carpet's there, the seats are in great shape. The seats even have the lumbar support in them still, which is crazy. So they have like these little air pumps in the seats that pump up your lumbar support, and boom, you get lumbar just like that. It cracks me up. So the thing buzzes still when you put it on. The AC blows really good, nice cold. And then we've got a really cool, one of my favorite things we've ever done in a truck is this wicked cool retro sound Grand Prix radio. This is like an 80s and 90s style radio. Really, really, really cool. Looks factory, but it still has Bluetooth and everything. It's really sweet. But even like this wood dash trim is in perfect shape. All the chrome striping around is in great shape. You've got the original cigarette lighter still there. Everything is there. It's pretty incredible. This truck has cruise control, which is also awesome for an 80s pickup. And the letters aren't rubbed off any of the sticks or anything. So it's really pretty mind-blowing how good a shape this thing is in. If you look in the back seat as well, it's just, you know, stupid clean. There's your little jump seats. They fold down there in perfect shape as well. Super rad. Some other things that we did in here while we had it was we did new speakers from Retro Sounds. We have 5x7s in the rear and then 4-inch speakers up in the dash. Sounds really nice. You know, it's not going to go bumping crazy bass and blowing anyone's clothes off, but it's really, really, really nice. With that being said, I just love this thing. I can't believe how original it is. Everything works. So we even have the original tire inflator kit from the 80s. So, you know, the company who made these they're not even around anymore. So this would have came in your spare tire kit. So super, super, super cool and clean. We've got our factory literature as well. Owner's manuals, okay, from the 80s, 1986 Ford truck owner's manuals. All this is original, so super, super rad. But it's just a gem of an old truck, just in phenomenal condition. And, you know, I think it shows. Even with the little bit of fading that it has, it's still really nice. So with that being said, let's hop in and let's go for a drive so you guys can see how she does. Driving a 1986 Ford Ranger. First things first, let's talk about what's in it. 2.9 liter V6. This thing probably has 140 horsepower on a good day, paired to a Mazda 5-speed manual transmission. It's fun to drive still, even though it's not very fast. It's fun to just kind of cruise around and rip around. You've got passing power and does well on the freeway. Let's do some driving and I'll give you what I feel about it. First and foremost, it is a little truck, and it drives like a little truck. and it accelerates kind of like a little truck, and it's kind of fun. You know, I'm used to driving really big, heavy diesel trucks, and as fun as those are, because you can build boost and stuff, something that's this light is fun to get around town in. It's fun to drive a classic that doesn't feel stressful at all, and this is like that. Like, there's no stress driving this thing. It's so small, you can whip around in traffic, get around people, pull into a parking lot, park easy, parallel park, do whatever you got to do, run to Home Depot. And in my opinion, unless you are pulling a trailer, a small truck like this is actually perfect, because, you know, who really needs a big 8-foot bed unless they are hauling like full-blown equipment and hauling a lot of materials. So small bed like this in a small truck actually gets the job done, I feel like, in 90% of the situations out there. I daily drive my little Chevy Colorado, little 2012 Chevy Colorado, my own personal Shitbox. And again, I love having a small pickup. So it's great to have something small like this, and you know, driving classics in and of itself is a little exhausting. So to have something little makes it easier to drive and drive it every day. And if you want to drive this thing to work every single day, you're not gonna be like, oh crap, but I gotta park all the way out in the boonies and do all this kind of stuff because I brought my big massive truck. No, this thing is tiny and it feels good and it's tight, and so it's fun. Steering is great in this truck. Twin traction beam front end, but you know, the twin traction beam, most people are familiar with our F250s and like OBS F250s and brick nose F250s and all that kind of stuff. This is not that same twin traction beam. This actually is pretty soft riding and does pretty well. It has trailing arms instead of leaf springs and coil springs. So it rides really pretty good. It's pretty supple, and you know, it doesn't flex a ton. You don't have that much travel, so off-road it's not that great, but on-road it does pretty phenomenal. It rides pretty nice and drives very straight down the road. It's absolutely a one-finger driver. You can drive this thing one finger at 75 miles an hour home from San Diego like I did. And that's right, we put 6 hours on the seat, in seat time on this bad boy, which at first I was a little nervous about. You know, you never know when you buy an old truck what it's got and what's going on, but we flew out to California and drove home 6 hours, so that was great. Transmission shifts great, and it's really fun to roll through the gears, which is fun. You know, we're just doing a little third gear pull there down into fourth gear, and you know, it's not anything crazy fast, nothing to write home about, but it is fun still to kind of rev it out. Almost kind of reminds you of a pickup truck version of a Mazda Miata. You know, it's not very fast, but it is fun to get in and just row gears in, and so it's a blast. So the 5-speed manual for Mazda is known to have weak synchros, but the throws are very short, and so they're really fun, fast gear changes, you know, between third and fourth. They're fast little gear shifts, and it's fun. The 2.9 is a reliable motor as long as you don't overheat them. If you overheat them, they have a block cracking issue. But you know, it's plenty peppy for this little pickup, and you know, it's still a 1986. You don't expect it to do 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. You know, this is more of a, does it do 0 to 60? Yes, it does. But brakes are good, and steering's good and tight, and that's really all you can hope for in a classic, is that it starts every time and it does what it's supposed to do. But as far as driving it, I drive it every day right now. My truck's broke down, and so I've been driving this thing every single day, and I love it, and really don't want to give it away, but you know, this is gonna make somebody really happy, so it'll be cool. But it's a great driver. AC in this truck, man, it blows hard, it blows good, and it blows ice cold. And that's one of my deals with an old classic, is that you gotta have air conditioning. So as soon as I got in this truck, when I was gonna buy it and I felt the AC, I was like, done, I'm sold. Good, cold, ice cold air conditioning. It's great, which means you can drive this thing in the summer months, whenever you want. It's always going to keep you nice and cool, so I really like that too. Gauges all work: fuel gauge, coolant, tachometer, speedometer, everything works. And then our radio, we'll talk about this. I love this radio, man. Super old school, so you get the clicky knobs, the clicky buttons for your volume. The speakers sound great. It's kind of a stock sound. You know, we didn't put a sub in this one, but it sounds great. It's plenty loud, but I love this old school radio, and then it hooks up to your Bluetooth so fast. Can't say good enough things about that. But besides that, man, the truck is just so comfortable, and I just love it. All right, and with that being said, this thing is this thing is wicked cool. Like we said, you know, it ain't no rocket ship and it's not gonna go pulling your house off its foundation like a big diesel, but it is a blast to drive and it is so easy and so daily drivable. It's definitely the most daily drivable truck we've given away. And it's the smallest truck we've ever given away. Normally we give away huge stuff, but this thing is wicked cool, really compact, and is gonna be great. You know, I think this is gonna be usable for a lot more people than like a big, massive, long bed crew cab. So we're excited about it. So if you wanna win this truck, you gotta go to HodsonMotors.com. If you're seeing this giveaway before October 2nd, you can get a chance to win it. The giveaway closes October 2nd, 2022 at midnight. You can get entered in to win this bad boy, take it home, be our 14th winner, and join our winner circle. So it's really cool, and it's an exciting truck and a cool truck that one of you guys are gonna win. If you're seeing this video after October 2nd, we're probably giving away something else that's equally just as cool or even cooler. So check us out, HodsonMotors.com, and our Instagram and Facebook at Hodson Motors. Thanks guys for watching this walk around, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.